Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode
The
649.
sexy. Fuck my ankle. God, that hurt. The sexiest podcast on the network. Oh, that shit hurt.
Only sexy if you're into like broken
Oh,
ankles, I guess.
you got that one knobby bone that sticks to the outside of your ankle. I just
Yeah.
smoked it onto like sharp corner of my
Oh.
chair.
I thought I broke your ankles when I did my sick
Oh,
crossover.
yeah, maybe that was it too.
Yeah.
God damn it. How's it going, Brian?
Oh, man, I've been kind of a mess the last few days. We usually talk about things we cook on here, and most of the time we're like, chef's kiss and all that.
Goddamn
kind of
brilliant
stuff,
over here.
Because we usually do all
we're
right.
Brilliant.
And
don't sell yourself short.
So the other day I found I have these soba noodles that I had gotten for free from Kroger, which are buckwheat noodles, And I was like, well, let me see what I can make with these. Yeah, the buckwheat noodle. Yeah. Because I've never cooked them before, so it's like, I don't know, kind of what they're meant for. And I saw this recipe. I had some steak that I needed to cook, and I was like, well, I can make like a steak stir fry kind of gimmick with it.
That sounds brilliant.
Probably be delicious, right? Yeah. So I found a recipe that looked pretty good, and I cook it. It's basically, you cook the noodles for those noodles cook fast. They cook in like 4 minutes, basically.
You ever seen buckwheat run? Explains everything.
Yes. So, okay. So, I cook them, and then you're supposed to mix a little like soy sauce and sesame oil in with them to kind of, flavor them a little bit. So I was like, okay, do that, cook my steak, cook the veggies, blah, 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 make the sauce, put it into a dish, looks fantastic, go to eat it. And I'm like, wow, I really don't like buckwheat noodles.
Oh, really?
Did not. And I think it was, I don't know for sure if it was the buckwheat noodles. Have you ever had like whole wheat noodles?
Yeah, they're kind of like granular a little bit.
Take that and dial it up a little bit.
Oh.
That's what they were like. I just didn't like the consistency, but I also didn't really like the flavor. But then I also realized this recipe called for like, oh God, I think in total it was like 3 tablespoons of ginger.
That was a lot of ginger.
And that's a lot of ginger. And I think that was the main thing. And so because at first I'm like, well, the meat and the veggies are good. So I just kind of ate those out of it and left the noodles. And then I'm like, well, I'll just make some rice the next day, to go with it. And I just threw the noodles right in the trash.
You didn't buy buck rice, did you?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Damn it, how did you know? So I grabbed, the next day I go to make my noodles or rice. And dude, I fucking burnt my rice. Like, not terrible, but the bottom of the, how like when you're making, what is it? I forgot what the dish is, like where you want like that crust on the bottom of the rice, basically. Yeah. Well, picture that, except I went a little too far. The rest of the rice was okay, so I kind of just scooped.
You were making pie,
And then so I sat down to eat that with the rice, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't like this. Like, this is just not very good, and I just winged the rest of it into the trash too. I was like, I just, and I hate throwing food away. I really do. And I mean, I tried. I eat the better part of a bowl of it, and I was just like, I just can't.
Here's the question.
And
you got 2 strikes now, no balls. Did you strike out, or did you at least get on base at some point here?
Oh no, I just threw it all in the trash. But
you didn't have a redeeming third meal.
Oh, well, so I had one carnitas roast from Aldi, so I threw that in, and dude, it continues because at a certain point I'm like, I'm looking over and I want to see how much time is left on it because I used the timer on the stove, and then I realized I didn't set the timer on the stove. And then I'm like, oh shit, I don't know how long it's been in there. So I guessed, and I tried to go conservatives, so that worst case scenario, I got to cook it just a little longer, right? And so I guessed, and when I pulled it out, like there's all the juices and stuff that are in the bag with it, the marinade, basically. That stuff was like burnt, almost stuck. The roast itself was fine, but it was overcooked. Like I definitely overcooked it a little bit. But I was like, well, I'm basically just gonna make tacos with this anyway. So I just little corn salsa over it to, because the juiciness was kind of ruined. So
sounds like you hit a foul tip on this one. Like you're still alive, but
yeah, it was still good. I mean, it was still edible. We ate all of it, so that was still okay. Today I had a dentist appointment. Fucking forgot to set my alarm.
Man, you and timers, huh?
Yeah, it's not been it's been a rough go, buddy. At least it's nothing like catastrophic or anything, but it's just like, boy, it's just you like with that one recipe, it was like, God, I just feel like I can't do anything related to this. I might as well just throw the ingredients right in the trash.
Yes.
What am I doing here? So I also, the other thing I threw in the trash was that recipe, because I'm for sure not making that again, because I did not care for it. And I even double checked to make sure the recipe didn't call for teaspoons and that I got ham-fisted with it. It wasn't that. And it's like, I don't love ginger anyway. Like I like it, but that was just all I could taste. So
yeah, gingers are a little weird. I get it.
Yeah. Stole my soul. So so tomorrow I'm planning on doing the
buckwheat lasagna,
Hawaiian roll. No. I'm doing the Hawaiian roll chopped cheese.
Oh, what's another experimental dish though?
But it's one I've done a million times.
But it's still experimental.
Aside from toasting the bread.
So
I know. It's really funny. No one else will care about this, but my nephew sent me the same video you sent me. Yeah, he didn't know you sent that to me. So that was kind of funny.
We are men of great taste.
Yeah.
No.
I told him about those the other night because he had never even heard of them. And I'm like, buddy, you're missing out.
We had them twice the other day.
Unless your family... Yeah, I was like, unless your family won't eat them, then I can understand
not making them. I'm going to get in close and whisper this, Brian. You know what my pro move is for the chopped cheese now? Is I treat them like deli sandwiches. Like I finish completing them and then I wrap them in parchment paper. And dude, it like contains everything and then it all like homogenizes.
Yeah, see, that's my only issue is that I wish I had access to like, sandwich rolls like they use in the bodegas in New York, because all the ones I bought
rolls just and shit like that
don't hold up. Even if you toast them, they're too soft.
Yeah, you need
the only other thing I can think of. That's why I was thinking like buying like a French bread loaf, from like the over in the bakery at the store or something.
You could have it hanging out of your brown paper bag, like a classic grocery scene.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. While I'm riding my bike and wearing my beret.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Smoking a cigarette and one of those long cigarette thingies.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was the only, because that's why I was talking to my nephew about chopped cheese the other night also, because when we were in the store and I was just looking at different breads as I do, and he was like, well, have you tried like a pita? And I'm like, a pita actually would probably work really well.
Right.
And you'd have a nice chew to the pita.
Can we call it a chopped cheetah?
Yeah, I like it. But I just haven't pulled the trigger and done it. We usually just use like hamburger buns or whatever I happen to buy at the time, and it works.
I always get the hoagie rolls. Because it's like the perfect length.
Yes.
But, can we go back to buckwheat just for a hot second?
Okay.
I've never had a buckwheat noodle. I'm not gonna lie.
I had not either. And I had a thing. It was Kroger every once in a while have like in their rewards it'll be like free whatever, and I was like, I'll give them a try. Have
you ever had a buckwheat pancake?
Yes.
It's still trash in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of a buckwheat.
It's like, what am I eating here of? Goddamn protein bar. There's way too much texture in this pancake.
Yeah, that's how they make them. They just flatten them out on the flat top. With a bacon press.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that buckwheat either. What's the difference between wheat and buckwheat?
I don't know. There's like, it just seems more like gritty.
And not like the fun mascot way.
No, definitely not that way. Are you looking up to see the difference?
But I can.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were gonna
I'm
look
just
or
gonna
not.
put buckwheat versus. It's gonna probably pull up like celebrity deathmatch.
Alfalfa. Yeah. Wait a minute. Those are both grains.
They're both grains. Buckwheat is a seed. Wheat is a grain.
Oh, okay. I was
So there
incorrect.
you go.
Yeah, not a fan. Definitely won't do that again. So it sucks too because there's all sorts of good different types of noodle out there, and I ended up with one that I really didn't care
right.
for. Yeah, my mom tried one and she was like, "Nope." So I was like, "Well, then these are going right in the trash."
They're free, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a dog, it might have had a nice meal.
Yeah,
then.
right. Steak and weird noodles.
Yeah. Oh man.
Itchy nose.
Sad though.
You make me sad.
Yeah. Well, I hate throwing food
Same.
away, and I especially hate throwing steak away.
Same.
I mean, man, that kills you.
Boy, do I despise that.
The funny part is I had this stuff to do like pepper steak, and I thought about just using the steak and making pepper steak, and then I was like, oh, I have those soba noodles I should use.
There you go.
And I was just, like, do a little stir fry action, and no, it was a terrible idea.
Terrible
I immediately
idea.
went back to that website and gave it a bad
review.
Did you? I just the star rating. Yeah, because I didn't like it.
That's hilarious though. You're like, you know what? Fuck these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I don't know who made this, but your food is trash.
You should feel bad.
Yeah, because the only thing that I substituted was shit, what was it? Rice wine vinegar. I had mirin, so I used that instead. Because from what I've read, you can use mirin instead. But there's very little in there, so it shouldn't have made a huge difference. So it's not like I was like, oh, it calls for this, and I'm using something that's a complete opposite type of thing.
Mirin. Better grab some bourbon.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Delicious. Actually, that would have probably improved it.
Dude, bourbon soba noodle. Oh, wait. What if you made soba noodles and paired it with a sobe from like eBay or something?
Just sobe noodles.
Yeah, boil the sobas in the sobe. I don't know what you have there besides. It probably opens up a portal to a hellscape.
Gross.
Yeah.
Seriously, I might as well just save some hot dog water and do that.
Dude, hot dog soba noodles.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I told my mom, like, when I threw away the soba noodles, I was like, I wish I had some ramen.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, I just whip up some ramen real quick and throw this over that. It'd probably be delicious. And then like having it with the rice, I was like, nope, I would have been incorrect because the dish itself was just gross.
I mean, we're on it. We have a theme going here right now. Noodles.
All right.
Let me tell you about some banging noodles.
Okay.
Fucking banging, my guy. It's not even the noodles. It's the broth. Last week, Leah's birthday.
Yeah.
We went to. Oh God, excuse me. I've been drinking this rock and rise all night like a savage.
Yeah.
We went to Foxy Pho.
That sounds hot.
Which, pho, if you're not in the know, is Vietnamese soup, basically. And it's fucking delicious. We normally go to this place over on Upton in the Hood. Like, it looks like you're going to get stabbed every time you go there. And the people who own that restaurant, their son opened up Foxy Pho. Right?
Oh, okay.
Nice and chill in there. But, dude, the pho was so goddamn good. Like,
excellent.
Do you like soup?
I'm not a big soup guy, but I've had pho like once, and I was like, this is a different type of. This isn't like soup like most places.
Well, like
soup.
Logan doesn't like soup because it's liquid, basically.
Yeah, I'm actually not. I'm not a warm liquid guy. Like I don't tea, coffee. Think about it. I rarely ever drink anything. Like hot chocolate maybe is about the only. Once in a while I'll have a. If my throat's bothering me, got to do some throat coat or something like that. But otherwise, I'm pretty much not a warm liquids dude. But again, I'll throw down on some Like the nostalgia, grilled cheese and tomato soup. I'll do that once in a great while.
Well, I'll say if you're a big soup guy, I'm like, you should check it out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm down for checking it out. Like I'm not against it at all. Cause like I said, I've had pho once and it was fantastic.
Dude,
So
this place's pho was ridiculous. And it's not too far from the college. Like I said, it's kind of a hip joint. But
yeah,
God,
naturally.
damn, bro.
Well, good. I'm glad because it's gotta suck. That's one of those dishes that I think people are used to it being really good. I can't imagine going to a place and you get bad pho.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how disappointing
I would
that
be
would be?
fucking disappointed.
You just throw the hot broth at whoever's running the place.
I know, right?
So what do you get in yours? I don't have a preferred dish because, like I said, I've only
the
had
one
it once,
I ordered. I don't remember what it was called, but because it's the broth is like the star, right?
Sure.
And and then everything else just kind of gets put in it or whatever. But mine had like really thinly sliced pork and scrimps. It was like a pork and seafood, and then Michelle got one that was just chicken, but it wasn't like weird chunked up chicken. It was like shredded chicken. She said it was amazing.
Oh,
and then
interesting.
Leah, despite being the vegetarian, got the spicy broth, which comes with pork and brisket. But
that's funny.
She gave me all the meat, and dude, the brisket was unbelievable. I was wondering because
I've seen like on Triple D where guy goes to pho places and a lot of them use brisket and stuff, and there was one he went to, it was like I think it was like brisket, a meatball, and pork, and I was like, oh my god, that looks fantastic.
Yeah, I've had stuff like that before when it's like the other place has a meat loaded one. It's like a meatball and the pork. Yeah, I was just gonna say basically it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's amazing. If y'all are ever in Toledo, hit up Foxy Pho. It's Foxy spelled with a PHO. Because
naturally.
Naturally.
Because it's Foxy.
Oh yeah, it's Foxy. Foxy Pho.
Foxy Pho.
Yeah, so good, dude.
Well, I'm glad your noodle experience was better than
amazing. I felt like Uncle Iro too. I was drinking hot jasmine tea.
Yeah. Oh shit. Dispensing knowledge. Yep.
Dropping knowledge about. We almost, the week that Leah stayed with us too, we almost burned through the entire 4 seasons of Avatar.
Oh, nice.
There's only a few episodes left. Yeah.
Just in time. I mean, it won't be too much longer. We'll be able to start watching the Netflix one.
Leah had not seen the live trailer yet, and I'm like, well. So I showed that to them, and then we were like, well, now we got to watch the cartoon.
Yeah, sure.
Of course. As is tradition.
Nothing wrong with that. It's such a great show anyway.
I forgot how good it was. It's like it's good, but then you watch and you're like,
yeah.
Some of those episodes just tug at your heartstrings, and other ones just full of comedic goodness. Yeah, good times. Yep. Great show.
Yep. Yeah, I hope the Netflix one can capture what they're doing there, because I don't think it's going to have as many episodes per season, so they're probably going to have to skip some stuff and kind of lump some stuff together to,
right.
Because I think they're only, my guess is there's probably only 10 or so episodes a season, because it's going to be so expensive.
I would assume hour-long episodes, though.
That would be my guess. I can't imagine doing half an hour live action ones. That would seem weird, probably, because just as soon as you kind of get going, it'd be the end of the episode.
I imagine, even I was thinking about it when we were watching the cartoon, there is some episodes, you could just trim them.
Oh,
but
for
sure. As long as you pull out key moments from some of those episodes, though. You know?
Yeah, because you're right. There's usually some part of it, even if it feels like a filler episode, there's usually some story movement in it, or some advancement to the story. It's not always like a grand big thing, but sometimes there's just enough in there that you're like, oh yeah, they really should pull this out of out of this episode.
I don't need to see a live action version of the Canyon episode where Sokka and Katara, what the fuck's her name? Why did I forget her name? Katara, yeah.
I think
go
it's
with these
yeah.
people and Aang goes with these people and they hate each other for different reasons and
Oh yeah,
you don't need that episode.
yeah, probably
Shitty
not.
episode anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we've talked about that before. Like, remember when we were talking about like when we were watching Arrow and The Flash and stuff, and it was like I could pick probably 4 episodes or so a season and just throw them right in the trash,
sure.
and it
Doesn't
won't
matter.
You won't miss anything.
But if they don't do the hippies in the secret tunnel, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah, there's some moments that I can't wait for. That I can't wait to see how they handle and how awesome they're going to probably look, with the stuff. But then there's some like the, no big spoilers, but the Appa episode that I'm not necessarily looking forward
right.
to.
I also got to say, my fancy TV lights make bending battles so cool.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah. Shit. I forgot you got that.
Yeah, it's the future upstairs, Brian. It's the goddamn future.
Yeah. Dude, we were watching Price is Right. They had it on at night last week.
They should call that the Price is Night. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they should. You're right. Then Batman hosted.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I am night. So one of the prizes they gave away was like what was it? It was a 90-some inch TV.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. I was like, that's like the size of a wall in a house. It's like whatever it was like it's basically an 8-foot, corner to corner TV. And I was like, Jesus,
like if if I won that, I would be going around my house with a measuring tape, and I'd just be like, all right, we're selling it, because it wouldn't fit anywhere.
All right, like I think it would fit in my house, but like in my living room, you'd have to basically put it completely against the wall where the one window is, and you'd have to probably sit like out in the kitchen to not feel like your eyes are going to explode. It's like I don't know where else you could put it because there's no other wall. First of all, it'd have to be big enough. The wall has to be big enough. But second of all, you need to be able to sit back a little bit, to not, like I said, nuclear, explode
not
your
get a tan.
eyes. Yeah. Also that, God. I'm with you. It's like if I wanted, I'd be like, well, guess I'm selling that because it's just too much.
So
TV.
much TV.
I'd sell it and then downgrade it. Like okay, now I'll just get like something reasonable, like an 80-inch TV.
Although you know how funny it would be to have a TV that massive, and you just
Kevin Smith, dude, I don't know if you ever
you just put it where a wall should be.
Yeah, that's basically
and
what
then
it would
get
be.
An image of the wall. So people come over, and then you just change the channel on your wall. People are like, what the fuck?
That would be amazing.
What did I just see?
Well, I remember years ago on Smodcast, Kevin Smith talked about how he had the TV he had was so big that it basically was the wall.
That's insane.
Kind of a thing. And I was like, well, hell, if you're going to do that, just paint the wall white and get a projector.
But you got to have darkness then, because light really fucks up the picture.
Yeah.
But I would love. I have that projector. I've looked in the basement, going like, wait a minute, I could paint over Australia over here.
What? No, you can't. What if we need that for you pointing out something during the show?
I should get like a little fuzz ball with sunglasses and stick it there and be like, Oz is.
Yeah.
Here's us. Here's Oz. Oh, I also changed my light to pink today because St. Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Yeah,
Showing the love for everybody, or something.
Right, or something.
I got nothing.
So during the Super Bowl, I'm sure you saw it. Like DoorDash had that ad where it was like, if you enter this code, you can win everything in the commercial, right? And I'm like, someone has to post this on Reddit, like And sure enough, in the DoorDash subreddit, people were trying to figure it out. And what I didn't know, and I'm glad I waited, was you only had 2 chances at it. And if you didn't get it right on the first try, you were out of the grand prize.
That's hilarious.
But there was a second place type of thing. And then if you didn't get it on that, you basically are locked out. So I just waited for a while, and I was seeing people that one guy was like, I got it, but I'm not posting it in here, kind of a thing. and somebody else was like, give it to me. If I win, I'll give you a car, basically. There was at least I think 3 or 4 car ads. So, and you won one of everything that was advertised during the Super Bowl. And then finally somebody was like, hey, I got it. And they posted it, and I went and posted it, and it showed 100%.
Nice.
So here's the downside is, how the hell am I going to pay the taxes on that if I were to have won it? I don't think I did. I think they said they were going to announce the winner within like 24 hours. But how the hell can you imagine how much the taxes on that are probably going to be? Like I said, there's at least like 3 cars, unless you could convince the bank, like, hey, I got 3 cars coming. Like, I'll give you one of the cars, or I'll sell a car to pay for what I owe
exactly.
you.
Isn't that great? Like, something that's already paid for, but it's going to you. You get taxed. God damn it!
And I think you have to pay the taxes before you can
That's
receive
it. I'm buying camouflage and a rifle. We're joining the militia, Brian.
Yeah. Because if you could get the goods first, it wouldn't be a problem. Because like I said, you go, okay, it's going to be this much. You go to a professional and go, I need to know how much I got to pay and all this, and what I got to file for all this bullshit. And then, once you get the titles to the cars, you just sell a car or 2 basically and say, okay, we're
even.
Because, I don't know. I mean, unless you need a Kia, a Tacoma, I don't know what else was advertised, but
yes, to all of them. I do.
Yeah.
It
does make me wonder if you get like a bag of Doritos, or if Doritos kind of throws in like a, like here's 4 or 5 bags,
I mean, if
or something, or if it's
Doritos
just
is hilarious, it's a bag.
yeah, that's what I thought too. But the code ended up being basically everything that was advertised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like DoorDash had their own thing ahead of it. Then there was a bunch of shit. Then there was a little more DoorDash stuff at the bottom of it. And I was like, Jesus, it was nuts watching people try to figure it out in real time on Reddit, and each time somebody would post something, and then somebody would put the percentage that they got, because it would tell you on the website what your percentage rate was.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's why I just waited a little while and went back, and I was like, okay, people are saying 100% on this, so I'm going to go enter it now. I thought it was funny. Like, I told my mom, I was like, I wouldn't have posted it if I'd have figured it out myself.
Yeah, right?
Because the less people know it, the better your chances.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, that dude was pretty nice, I guess. Crazy.
So, it's like, yeah, well, what are you going to do, right?
I guess, right? I guess, man.
So we're, so, yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, I haven't checked my email today, but I think they said that they would notify people within 24 hours. So, in the contest, I don't know when the contest closed either, so. But, so anyway, how's anything other than your experience?
Obviously the Super Bowl was a thing.
Yeah, I figured we'd get to that after.
All right, we'll cover that after.
Did our little.
Brian, we got to talk about EDF.
Oh, jeez. What a great time / frustrating ending that was.
Brian and I on Friday hopped online together, played a little PlayStation, and I introduced him to Earth Defense Force.
Yep, 4.1.
The Iron Rain, or whatever it's called. It's got some bizarre name.
Something like that, yeah.
If you've never played one of these games, it's, you're basically the army for Earth. And, I don't know if they're even aliens, but bugs are invading, and then aliens invade. It's a whole situation, but they're giant bugs. And they're giant robots knocking down buildings. And it's a crazy game. That's a lot of fun.
It is, and it was a lot of fun. It's really cathartic just running around blowing stuff up, because like I told you, it was crazy. I'm playing as a ranger, and I'm running around with a rocket launcher. And in most games, I'm used to, you can carry, 2 to 4 rounds for a rocket launcher, and then you're pretty much out. And in this game, we did whole boards where I didn't do anything but fire rockets.
Yeah, it's just your sidearm is a rocket launcher.
Yeah, it really was. And then it just became my primary, because it was, it just works better. Rather than sitting there trying to take something down with a machine gun, I'm just like one-shot rocket and it's dead.
That's true.
So it's not like a lot of games where you traditionally would level yourself and or your weapon up the more you use it. So there's no real benefit to using a weapon that's inferior. Whereas in most games you would want to unlock, because you could upgrade the gun by using it more basically, but this does not work that way. Things drop, and when you kill enemies and such, and then you just pick up random weapons or whatever. So it's a little frustrating in that regard, because as many boards as we played, and the fact that some of our weapons were still like baseline weapons
0.
because we were playing because we were playing on normal, and the higher level you play, the higher weapon drop is, which I get, but I feel like, given to that last board we got to, like, you can't play that on normal mode, I think, and beat that. Even with 4 people, I feel like that would be a really hard
It
go.
was difficult for sure.
Because the more I read about the strategies of how people were beating it, it sounds like you really got to have like a higher level weapons to be able to take out some of those robots quickly, and then be able to take out the drones, then be able to take out more of those robots, and then
2
more
words,
drones,
Brian.
and then more
air tortoise.
Yeah. Well, the air tortoise would work, but it's so
air tortoise.
slow.
That's why we both need air tortoises. It would like ninja turtle their faces.
Yeah. Well, I did read, no one else is going to care, but I did read with those Hectors that if you keep shooting them in the face range, it throws their aim off, and it's harder for them to hit you.
Well, that's good to know, because they annihilated me many times.
So, yeah, but I still feel like it's going to be really hard to get around as many as there are coming.
Oh, God. Like, anytime I would die and they would just keep marching by, like it was a background in a Hanna-Barbera cartoon,
Yeah. Exactly.
It was crazy.
I also read that if you recruit the other army guys around you, that it helps a whole lot.
Apparently, if you have guys around you and you get a health pack, it heals everybody.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. Are you like sharing needles? That doesn't seem like a good idea.
All right. AIDS. AIDS.
Oh my. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. I mean, until we hit that one board, and then it became maddening.
Yeah,
but
I started looking at EDF games on the PlayStation Network, and I saw 5 was available. So then I started looking online. It was like 5, and there's one more, like EDF. It was like a prequel one or whatever.
Yeah.
But started looking at, of course, the Earth Defense Force Reddit, and people all recommended 5. So I'm like, all right, well, let me see how it feels. And like I told you, I played, I think, 3 boards. The first board sucks. But, training board, it's annoying. Yeah. But once you start going, like if you're playing Ranger the whole time, say like you did the other night, you're also unlocking guns for other classes.
Oh, okay. That's
which
cool.
is nice.
Because it does suck when you've been like me, where I was running Ranger for a while, and then I switched to one of the other classes, and I'm like, oh, basically I have a rock and a cardboard box as a shield.
Yes.
Not really. I mean, the weapons are still okay, but when you're playing a harder board or a higher level board, and you're using basically base level weapons, it kind of sucks.
Although the one complaint I have about 5 was wing divers, Brian.
Yeah, not as sexy.
Laser pigtails, gone.
What?
Short miniskirt, gone. It's all been replaced by a sensible leather flight suit. What are they thinking?
Bullshit. They should have. What they should have done was they should have just left the miniskirt, but allowed you to choose gender. That way, it's fair.
But yeah, we'll have to do a little EDF 5.
Yeah, I have to finish downloading it. I have it, I think, about halfway downloaded now. But I paused because we're recording. So
games like that, I keep seeing Helldivers 2 stuff on my like social media feeds. Oh, I'm itching to play that game real hard.
Yeah.
That when looks guys so much are just fun. Yelling freedom and machine gunning bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am very into that game.
I don't know if the first one is any
I
good
have
or
no
not.
idea.
Because I don't even know like what the price point on the first one is.
No clue.
So,
I mean, it's $40 for a brand new game for that one.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, I mean, Leah spent the week with us, and except for the weekend, and then we just just chilled all weekend. Went to the park a couple times just to not be in the house. Cabin fever,
Yeah. Right.
And it was pretty.
Well, we had a couple really nice days there too.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from it being like windy on the one day, it was what they said on the news it got to 66, but up here it for sure wasn't 66. It was about 60, 61. Because I was out from like noon to whatever, and it was with the wind, it wasn't like chilly, but it wasn't warm. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of in between there. And it was like, if this was 66, this would be warm.
Right.
Or at least a little warm, and it wasn't. And then like on my phone, I kept checking and it kept showing like 61. So I was like, yeah, that must be out by like the airport or something that it was 66.
Right by a heat vent.
But it was I mean, it was still a really nice day though.
It was brilliant.
It was windy, but other than that, it was gorgeous. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, we didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, I know they're not going to listen to this, so. But when we're doing dinner this week, we're having a surprise birthday part deux for Leah. Because it's like,
nice.
Leah wanted gift cards to buy Baldur's Gate. So it's like, we had a little gift bag that Michelle put together for her, but we didn't have a cake. Mm-hmm. Her brother was out of town. It was a whole weird thing.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're going to decorate the house and all that, and she'll never see it coming.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
Like a diamond cutter?
Exactly. I'm going to dress up like a birthday clown, just RKO her.
I thought you were going to dress up like Diamond Dallas Page. I was like, please take pictures.
That would be funny. What if Diamond Dallas Page was the birthday clown?
Oh, that'd be amazing. Then he tries to sell you on some yoga.
Exactly. Classic DDP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, hey, I can actually he doesn't call it DD. It's not yoga anymore. I think they officially rebranded it to, was it like DDPY or something like that? Because he didn't, I don't know. There was some reason like it's not yoga or whatever, or it's more than yoga.
For?
Yoga is what it stood for.
Duh, of course.
So I don't know, but whatever.
DDPY.
Next thing you know, you'll have all that mobility.
I mean,
you'll be flexing and bending left and right.
Sounds erotic.
Exactly. That's what he does. He's out there allowing old man wrestlers to still be able to get their groove on.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So Jake still drop a snake on somebody once in a while.
That's what test Viagra's for.
Yeah. Yep. It's a little weird. He still hits him with the DDT first, but
that'll be our
old.
That'll be our wrestling tag team when we get one of these games that we actually want to play. Test and Viagra.
Yeah. Oh.
T and V, for short.
Right. Too soon, Tony. Too soon.
That's true. Not really. It's been long enough.
All right, fine.
But yeah, how about you, Brian? How's things?
Oh yeah, that's
besides fucking up food.
Yeah, I've been still watching Strange New Worlds. I got 3 or 4 episodes left in the season. Then I think I'm gonna start Halo and see how that is. So I think that's probably gonna wrap up my Paramount Plus time. So unless something else
Daily
jumps
Show
in
with Jon Stewart,
front, but I doubt it. I watched it last night.
I cannot.
Because he's only on Mondays.
Oh, is that the gimmick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, did it stir up a lot of people. A lot of people. There were so many people that I think thought he was going to come in hot and just hammer like Republicans. And he really came in and gave more of the both sides are hot garbage.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And, but then later in the episode, it gets a little more serious where he's talking about, like basically the concept of if you really want change, it's something you have to work on all the time. Voting one day every 4 years is not
doesn't do shit really.
It really, in most cases, doesn't. Like it does, but you know what I mean. Most of the time, those things don't affect us on grand scales.
Exactly.
The local government elections actually are way more important because those are the things that affect us all the time. But I think a lot of the people that were really butthurt by the way the show went, I don't think they watched the whole thing. I feel like they only watched the first half.
I'm out of here, bro.
Which is more of, well, I will say there was a long section of him bagging on Biden and his age and stuff. But then he goes into going after Trump for Trump basically sounding incoherent all the time too. Yeah. And kind of, it's really like, what the fuck are we doing? Like that actually is like, he was like, the theme was they were trying to come up with a name for the Indecision 2024, and at one point he actually put, the what the fuck are we doing or something like that, and it was like, yeah, this is, but I think what a lot of the people who thought he was just going to come in and bag all over the conservatives, they don't understand that what he actually did was probably represent more of America, which is a lot of people don't want either of these people and feel kind of homeless as far as their political affiliation goes, because they don't want to vote for Trump, but they also don't really love Biden either. So, and that's enough, we don't need to, dig into politics here, but it's like, I think people didn't understand, like that show has always kind of done that.
Yeah,
though. That's kind of always been more of, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes from there. And, it could have a different tone with him as the host versus the rest of the week when it's, one of the other members of their team. It's Jordan. I can't think of his last name, but he's a guy that they've been, in a lot of ways, I feel like they've really groomed him to be the next host. But I also think that they're not doing that because I think, you've had two, Trevor Noah, never mind. I was going to say you had two white guy hosts, you need somebody that looks a little different, but Trevor Noah definitely, it's still a guy though, so. But anyway.
I'm hoping to go up to Sentient Orange. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah. They did have a great bit on there that Dulce Sloan, they were doing a thing where like the correspondents were supposed to be talking to people at a diner about the candidates, right? And they get to her and he's like, shouldn't you be, or what are the people saying? And she goes, the people are they're really tired of the same bullshit. She's like, just some old white man just coming back trying to take the job from people who are more qualified and blah, blah, blah. And Jon Stewart's sitting there and he goes, wait, we're talking about the election, right? And she goes, oh, yeah, yeah. And then she doubles down on it. And he's like, again, we're talking about the election, right? And she just goes, I said what I said.
That's
that
funny.
Was great. Yeah. I thought the stuff from there was good. There were, like I said, there were a lot of people who really, it's like, I don't want to sit and watch. I don't want to sit and watch the counterpart to Fox News.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that either. What good does that do? So I don't know. I think people need to understand that just because you criticize the candidate doesn't mean you wouldn't necessarily vote for the candidate. It just means, hey, this isn't the person I really want.
I'm stuck like you.
So, and that's the beautiful part about living in this country is we're allowed to vocalize our dissent and, our dislike of things like that. Not generally fear getting shot. Although,
I mean, I'm sure everyone heard our disagreement and dissent with soba noodles earlier. I can't even talk.
Yeah.
Noodle.
Right.
I said noodlers.
Right
Jesus.
You can take your buckwheat noodles and.
Dude. Do you think there's a Halo mod that's called the Noodler and it just shoots like fettuccine noodles instead of those pink shards?
Oh, I hope so.
That'd be amazing.
That would be fantastic.
Oh, God. Dual noodlers.
It's like, God, I saw a video the other day that's a mod of Mortal Kombat with Disney princesses.
Oh, I saw that too. That was fun stuff. Yeah.
was pretty good. Yeah. It's so weird watching like the one like was it Melania or whatever her name is in the game where her mouth opens huge, Like it's like this is the game everybody
Yes.
wants.
Amen.
And so let's get to the Super Bowl. So, Madden had the score Chiefs 47, 49ers 34. So got the victor
Yes.
right. Way off on
a
the
little
score,
bit.
though.
And I
That's why I texted you at halftime because it was 10-3 or whatever, and I was like, this game's got to pick up or Madden's gonna look real bad.
on the last episode I said, like, I'm gonna take that score and make a bet. DraftKings would not allow me to do it. It gives you a fairly deep list of score combinations, and Madden's was not on there.
Ooh.
But I did opt in for...
They were afraid. Like I said, they were afraid of the payout.
But I opted in for, like, Super Bowl contest where I won, Brian. And I got $5 in bet money. And I was like,
nice.
Shit. So I turned that $5 into, like, $7. And I turned that $7 into, like, $11. And then I turned that $11 into, like, $16. And then I turned that 16 into a 0.
Yeah, that's about the way
I was just doing
goes.
like stupid prop bets, just having fun.
Right. Did you get the Gatorade color right?
Nah, it was all like, how's this drive gonna end? Stuff like that. Are they gonna punt?
Oh.
And I just kept nailing it. I'm like, yeah, and then I fucked up.
Oh.
Whatever, it was free money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it wasn't enough to where you go, man, I really should have pulled some of that aside.
It's not like I was like, holy shit, I'm up to like $5,000.
Yeah, like maybe I should put $5 or $10 into pull that into my PayPal, and then keep rolling. But yeah.
Although I do see how like those kind of bets are like, I can see how people are like get addicted to that shit. Because I was like, oh shit, I won. And I started looking at what's the next weird prop bet I can make,
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Oh my
They're
God.
so, like you said, it's that instant gratification on them and just a constant stream of them. It's dangerous, man. I could see where people get into some real trouble with some of those, like, especially too with like some of those prop bets to where, the amount you can bet is small. Yeah. So you don't think anything of it. Even if you hit broke, I'll throw 10 more bucks
whatever.
in there. And then next thing you know, you don't realize it and you've blown $100 or something or more. Or really, So it's like, I could see where those could be, essentially they're the equivalent of like in games with the microtransactions, like it's real simple to, holy shit, I spent, how did I spend $20 on this dumb game?
Like, that free game that Disney just invested $1.5 billion into.
No,
they bought into Fortnite big time.
Oh,
yeah, like they're changing all kinds of shit, but yeah, $1.5 billion.
Well, it makes sense. We've talked about how much remember how much the Fortnite mobile makes, like $1 billion. Yeah, and that's not even the console versions or PC versions. So
it says Disney and Epic Games created an expansive and open games and entertainment universe. And there's like a little map you kind of look at. It's like a Disney thing, an ESPN thing. I see Wreck-It Ralph's tower. I mean, I don't know what they're planning on doing. There's fucking Star Wars shit flying around.
Jeez. All right, send me a link to that, would you?
I'll send it to you right now, my guy.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck are we doing?
It's funny, though, because, it's so amazing that tells you, I mean, obviously everyone knows Disney has all the money in the world, basically. Sure. But it's funny because it tells you how much money they have, because instead of creating a competitor, they were just like, fuck it, let's just buy in. It's easier, because you don't have to do any homework. It's already done.
I mean, that's exactly it. And they're like, they're like,
and obviously they have enough money they can do it.
Fortnite's always one of the top games being played anyway, so.
Totally
why
right.
Seems like a solid investment.
Oh yeah, for
sure. Oh shit, that's the ship from Lilo and Stitch up here. Hell yeah.
Oh, so bright.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild.
Wow. So, there's all sorts of excuse me, like I was just glad that, again, the Super Bowl was entertaining enough to
Yes.
watch,
You
Woo!
almost die
Sorry
over
about that. I
there?
had to mute things. Oh man, I think half my brain's on the
Oh
floor
no.
now. That's all right. I wasn't using it
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh, so it was the bad half.
Oh no, that's the half that allows me to cook. All I got left is the one that made that the other night. Oh man, whew. But it was funny because I was watching, like sometimes I like looking at social media during cultural events like the Super
That's
Bowl,
fair.
and it's just funny how beforehand there were so many people that were like, if the Chiefs make it, I'm not watching because of Taylor Swift, and all this, and then they announced the numbers that it's the most watched anything ever, basically, this past one. And it's like, yeah, that wasn't because it was the
Right.
Super Bowl or the teams involved. It's like, a shit ton of that was Swifties tuning in, So I feel like the NFL owes Taylor Swift a
For
paycheck,
sure. Yeah.
For adding her clout. But it just makes me laugh so much how so many people were so butthurt about, like they keep showing her, and it's like they showed her for what I think they said they showed her for a total of 50 some seconds. Yeah. And people are like, they just keep showing her, and it's like, yeah, for a 3 or 4 hour event they showed her for less than a minute.
Like what I don't understand is who cares?
I don't give a shit.
It's like,
man.
oh, okay. Granted, she's probably the most popular woman on earth right now.
She's probably the most popular person on earth.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, so she supports the guy she's dating. Like,
I know, right?
How is this a problem?
Yeah. That's what I was telling my mom after. I was like, I'm like, the funny part is by her being there, it changes dynamics, right? Like, I bet, like, because afterwards, I'm like, I wonder if she'll be down on the field, because when you have like random people down there, that creates a logistical nightmare. Security's already got enough to deal with, let alone the biggest star on the planet being down on the field also, So I was like, I wonder if they'll like wait for a while and then she'll come in. And then it's like he didn't really see her on the field for a while until it was more like toward the trophy presentation time. And I was like, yeah, they get the crowd a little more under
everyone's
control
been
by
maced
then.
already.
Yeah, but I was like, I wonder, because I saw where like Jason Kelce kind of apologized to the security guards in Buffalo for, what he did, because when he opened that door to the box and came out, it's like, dude, Taylor Swift was in that box. So now the security's got to not only watch this animal out there interacting with the fans to make sure somebody doesn't like stab him or something, but they also have to make sure nobody tries to squirrel their way into that box.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Like it's like, he was just living in the moment, but it's like you don't stop and think that these poor security guards, their job's hard enough with all the shit they have to watch out for, and then you're like you're adding layers to it. So I hopefully he sent him something nice, for the trouble.
I got a bottle of barbecue sauce, half used.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, the other half was slathered on his chest during the game, But speaking of him, have you seen any of the videos? Like I'm on Twitter and I see this video and it shows Travis and Taylor dancing on the floor at the club, and then he pans a little bit and you see Marshmello on the deck, and I'm like, oh shit, like this, the post party. And then you fucking see Jason Kelce in his like Kansas City Chiefs overalls t-shirt. He's got a fucking luchador mask on and he's just dancing.
Oh, wow.
And again, I'm going, this motherfucker is living the life. Like, if you didn't know better, you'd swear he's the one that just won the Super Bowl.
I just found the picture.
Yeah. And all I could say, again, it's like, now I want Funko to make a pop of that.
They probably will. Let's be real.
Oh, my God.
That's funny.
Like I said, man, dude's living the life I want, man. I want to be up in the clear, dancing to Marshmello's set. Wearing a lucha mask.
Probably fucking balls deep in 83 beers.
Oh, for sure. That's what I saw. Somebody online was like, can you imagine when his wife sees this footage for the first time? She's just going to be like,
Like, I married that animal.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, kids,
Yeah,
that's your dad.
And that's how I met your mother.
I mean, he's not doing anything bad, it's nothing, shameful, but it's just so funny. I just love that he's so just like riding the train of his brother's success in this, and just living life. It's fantastic. It's so the kind of thing that I really feel like we really need.
Yeah, in these trying times.
Yeah. Just him shirtless in Buffalo, and then the lucha mask, and that. Now I kind of want him to just do this every game, like, or like if the Chiefs make the playoffs next year, I want him to just pull this shit during the games and stuff. Now I want him to basically be their mascot.
Yes, I'm Chief Man.
Well, he's not. I mean, he's retired, so just what's his nickname? Big Yeti, I think's his nickname. So, it's like, this dude, man, like, this is the guy right here. And you got to be something in order to get the camera person to take the camera off Taylor Swift.
For sure, right?
For a minute. And it's like, yeah, Marshmallow's there, but Marshmallow's just doing his thing, or their thing.
Just up there being a marshmallow.
Just,
spinning
exactly.
Sticky beats.
And then off in the back. Yep, just off in the back, you just got this fucking animal just going ham.
Exactly.
You said probably whacking Bud Lights down like
God.
a maniac.
Well, yeah, a guy gets water somehow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all that dancing, you got to rehydrate, But yeah, I'll have a couple links to pictures or the clips in the show notes. If everyone hasn't seen them, you should check it out. Because for all the me about Taylor Swift, he's brought me such great joy. And the memes of different stuff, like from the Super Bowl, have been great. Like when Travis Kelce got right up on Andy Reid and almost knocked him down. I don't know if you
saw our Instagram today, Brian.
I did. Yep. So, seeing people using that one, and then there's one where like it's a gif of Taylor Swift, like she's Kelce's got his arm around her and she's like rubbing his tummy, and I've seen people like me after whacking down 6 Costco dogs. And, I've enjoyed some of the memes. They've been quite good. Oh, man. Good shit. But yeah. Sad the football season's over now.
Well, now we're on to Earth Defense Force season, so
I guess. Yeah. I gotta throw myself into hockey, I guess, now. Although it's only like a couple weeks before pitchers and catchers report for baseball. So
I mean, if you recall, I talked about a long time ago, a pig racing channel on YouTube. We could really get into that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. Bet some money on that.
Yeah, are they on DraftKings
going? Yeah. I'm sure some sports book has to have them, right? I saw the numbers for the amount of money that people bet on the Super Bowl, which is an astronomical amount of money. But it was interesting when you see how much, like, I forgot what the number was now, that Vegas like is their profit basically. And it's a large number because it's like millions, right? But it seems small given that it was the Super Bowl. But then it's like, oh yeah, you have to remember they have to
also
pay
paying
out. Yeah. And obviously their goal is to pay out less than they take in, of course. But but it's still crazy when you see, for that short a time. But then you see that like a 30-second ad during the Super Bowl was $7 million. So to make basically the same money that Vegas made on the whole night, I think CBS would have needed to sell 10 commercials.
Mm-hmm.
That's just insane, So it's like, whew, boy. That's why it was crazy seeing, like, I saw, a lot of people. This is where it got fun on Twitter was, people like with was it Temu or whatever?
Temu. Dude, that song slaps.
Yeah. How they had like 3 or 4 commercials, and people are like, people are like, Jesus Christ, like they must be making bank.
Well, shop like a billionaire. That's what their catchphrase is.
I guess, right?
And Temu.
That one. And then the one with, Jesus washing people's feet. God, that one created a lot of comments on the internet.
Yeah.
For various
reasons. There was just one of them. They're just fucking the foot. Finally, the commercial I wanted.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people were saying, right? It was like they spent all this money just to let us know Jesus had a
directed by
fetish.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh boy. What's funny is my only real issue with those is that it's like you spent, how much ever
Yeah.
millions of dollars. And I was like, dude, that could have done
Do
so
you know
much
how
good
many
elsewhere.
real feet you could wash with $7 million?
That's what I'm saying, right? Or how many real meals
No,
you
no,
could
we're
buy for
focused on the
somebody,
feet,
or
Brian.
put
Fuck the
somebody
food. It's all
Oh,
about the
okay,
feet.
sorry. All right, just clean feet. Okay. Well, speaking
Oh
of
God,
feet,
what can of worms did I just open up?
well, one of the things we haven't talked about in the Super Bowl was the
Oh
halftime
yeah,
show. Dude, when Jermaine Dupri came out, and I was like, I think like most of America was like, what happened to CeeLo? Because he looked a whole lot like CeeLo
we were
Green.
like, who is this? Is that CeeLo? And
Yeah. And then when they came in a little closer on his face, I was like, oh my God, that's Jermaine Dupri. And I don't know what the hell he was wearing, but it looked like, I was like, he's made enough money, he can afford to buy grown folks clothes.
yeah, he had little like short
Like he
pants
doesn't.
on and stuff.
Yeah, he came out looking like he was Eddie Munster,
I wish he had the hairdo.
And dude, he doubled it down too, because like those socks he had on were weird as fuck. And then he showed a close up of them on his Instagram, I guess, and they're Louis Vuitton socks, and they've got like pockets on them. Somebody on Twitter was like, "This didn't help, dude. Like, this doesn't make them look cooler. Like, what the fuck were you wearing?"
Was it Jermaine Dupri that wow, I just blanked on his name. Fucking guy.
All right.
Usher. Jesus.
Lil Jon. No, Lil Jon was
but the
guy.
song. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right.
Usher, when he slid between his legs, got all caught up on his thigh meat. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That shit cracked me up.
What's funny is like first of all, I say how people were like, they're like, the halftime shows are just to make 40-year-olds feel relevant still. And I laughed because I was like, yeah, because I knew who everybody was who was a special guest.
I didn't recognize Jermaine Dupri. I had no idea who that was.
Yeah. Because like, Alicia Keys was a little obvious because she played, one of her songs. But, and I know she comes out because him and Usher and her performed that My Boo song, because him and Aaliyah did that song.
R.I.P.
But after Aaliyah died, I think like Alicia Keys has performed it with him before. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And then, Jermaine Dupri makes sense because, he's co-written and been on Usher songs. And so, and then her was the woman that played the guitar solo.
I had no idea. I was like, I don't know who she is, but she's good at guitar.
Yeah, she's real good. Yeah. And, and then of course when started, well, technically it was Turned Down for What's when Lil Jon came out, but then they did and then Lil Jon.
Did you see in the background of Turned Down for What, where people are just getting yeeted into the sky?
That was great.
I was like,
what did
I just witness?
One of my things online were like, oh shit, they're like Turned Down for What came on, keep an eye on your white people.
Yeah, for sure, right?
And then you see that video of that one dude just gets
launched out of frame. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was great.
Oh
man. But I'm glad. I knew they would finish with because it's such a big song. Plus, in my head, I was like, if you've got Lil Jon and Ludacris coming out, that's the song to end on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was I thought it was entertaining. I saw so many people were like, better was better, and it's like, God, this bullshit again. It's like, listen, no one's gonna be Prince. Like you posted you remember when Prince played Purple Rain in the rain?
Amazing.
It's like that's the best halftime show ever. Like that'll probably never be topped. I mean, Bruno Mars kicked ass, even though I'm not a Bruno Mars fan. That was a very entertaining
got lost. He's just in the house of mirrors or whatever.
Yeah. And I loved the one with like Dre and Eminem and 50 Cent. Like, dude, that was good.
Best entrance to a Super Bowl halftime ever was 50 Cent hanging upside down like fucking Batman.
Yeah. Yep, doing because in the video he's upside down doing
but
crunches.
He shouldn't be 50 hanging upside down in a prop house.
Okay. Yeah, he should. Listen, if I could do that, if I could do that
and
now,
by 50, I don't mean
it.
as a name. I mean as his age.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I saw. Some people posting, when Usher took his shirt off, and people were like, man, he's still shredded for 45, and I'm like, there's a lot of 40-year-olds that are shredded. Like that's not, if he was like 80 and looking like that, that's
like,
a different story.
Natty, huh? Definitely natural.
Yeah, yeah. But I also loved like that shiny shirt he had on. I retweeted, somebody said something about it being made of how was it, mithril or whatever from Lord of the Rings. Oh man, there's just some great shit. And I love, again, the memes off of, and the use of the gifs of him, like when he's like patting himself down and spinning around. It's like me looking for my car keys, or me looking for my debit card when my friends want me to buy the next round, shit like that. There's some great ones that were pulled off of that too.
And then he joined Globo Gym.
Yeah.
Those outfits were ridiculous.
Yeah, they were, and doing shit on roller skates too. I mean, that was,
when I saw
impressive.
him on skates, I was like, wow, all right, this is a turn I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I know, right? Like at first I saw the dancers on skates, and then he came out and I was like, oh shit, he's on skates too. I was like, damn, they must have been like some quick swap skates or something, because he barely disappeared and came back and he had like just Jordans on or whatever, or whatever they were, Nikes. So I was like, either they just had those things that clip on the bottom of your shoes, or he did a very fast change of getting those off. And probably tearaway shoes.
Hey, if I had Usher money,
That's
everything would be tearaway.
For sure, yeah. Even your sandwiches?
Everything. Tearaway door.
Which way? There's another one. Yep. That'd be strange, but fair. Fair enough. Yep. So
you had Paramount Plus. Did you watch the SpongeBob Super Bowl coverage?
No, I've heard it was something.
From what the stuff I saw on like TikTok and whatnot, it looks way better than what they did with Toy Story, because it wasn't it wasn't like the animated style SpongeBob. It was the actual game. Yeah, and I've heard it was terrific, and I'm kind of sad I didn't get to see it.
I wonder if there's a replay of it on there, because if so, maybe I'll go watch a little of it just to see what it looked like.
Plus, Sandy as the sideline reporter. I mean, it's just hilarious.
Yeah. I did see the one that keeps going around where it's a picture of Travis Kelce and it just says like good at football.
I haven't seen that one, but that's amazing.
I don't know if it's real or not, but it's funny as hell. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's funny. Good at football.
Good at football. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks. I love the idea of it, just like that Toy Story game, though. I love the idea of them doing that because it's an alternate thing that might appeal to kids or people who aren't like really diehard football fans.
Exactly.
Or it might just be more fun to watch. Hell, we might have missed out on something.
If there is a replay, you should let me. Well, not that I have Paramount, but yeah. I would love to. I would love to experience this stuff. Plus, Brian.
Yeah.
They played "Sweet Victory" in the beginning of the game. The
did
SpongeBob
they?
rock song. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they do a halftime show?
I'm sure they did. I really don't know though.
Because that makes me wonder. Because instead of showing Usher, I wonder if they just that's where they should have done the SpongeBob stuff. Yeah, they should have played that. That would have been great.
Or have Usher sing "Sweet Victory."
Yes, that would have been fantastic. Just do a cartoon version of him.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Actually, I would love to see
fun. That. Yeah.
It's interesting how they're getting gimmicky of some of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just to appeal to different, like you said, different audience. That's all they're trying to do.
Different audience. I think it's really smart because again, whoever watched that maybe wouldn't have watched the other.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure some of them would have, but there's probably some that really had no real interest in it. We were like, oh, let's see what this is about. Or like I said, maybe it appeals to the kids a little more because SpongeBob and different shit. No, not just kids. I mean, plenty of adults like SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's the shit, man.
So
He's
yeah,
he's the
maybe.
dude.
I guess, yeah. I mean, he's pretty big
Yeah,
for
for sure,
Nickelodeon.
right?
Done all right for him. Yeah.
I mean, who would be your ideal, not standard sideline? Oh, I got it. I know my answer. Like, say they're going to do the Super Bowl next year. Like, when we did SpongeBob,
Yeah.
let's do something different this year. What would
Okay.
be your gimmick Super Bowl?
Oh, Jesus. Does it have to be
Nope.
Nickelodeon
Let's
related?
let's wait
Okay.
because they have that on Toy Story. Now it's Nickelodeon. I mean, I got mine, 100%.
Okay, what's
Muppets.
yours? I don't have one. Oh yeah. Yeah. How did I not
100%
even that should have
Muppets.
been right where my brain went. 100%
Yeah.
Muppets. Kermit doing the play by play. Got Gonzo doing color commentary.
Miss Piggy, sideline reporter.
Animal is another sideline
Well, yeah,
reporter.
you could have a whole mixed situation of sideline reporters.
I mean, you do have, like where Kermit did the news on Sesame Street, and then you also had what was that other guy? I can't think. Was it Sam Eagle
for sure?
Or somebody did like news, and actually, who my sideline reporter would be? 100%. Dude, it's got to be Pepe.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or he's doing like segments, but for the pregame and stuff, where he
I
talks.
was also
with the
thinking
players,
Gonzo and Rizzo together.
like yeah, that would be a good team. Also, you're right.
But, you got to have Waldorf and Statler. Halftime is Dr. Teeth, naturally.
Obviously, the Electric Mayhem for sure. Yeah.
Muppet Super Bowl writes itself. Disney, are you listening? And we know you are.
Yep. Scooters running the show in the truck.
Exactly.
Yep. Rolf plays the America the Beautiful.
It would be beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know about trying to figure out where Fozzie fits in here. Because you can't have the show not have Fozzie.
He could be part of the commentary team too. You got to have a cool comedic relief up there.
Oh God, he can basically be the Dennis Miller of the. oh God, what a mess that was.
Yeah, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. But the Muppet Super Bowl, that's a good idea.
That would be amazing. And Disney owns that. If Disney could, like if ABC got a hold of the Super Bowl, or not ABC, but ESPN, whatever. If they got a hold of it, that would be phenomenal to have the Muppets do that. People would love that.
I love the idea immediately.
Me too. I love Muppets anything. I mean, like when people are always like, what would be blah blah blah, and it's always like Muppets because it's always going to be the best.
Exactly.
Answer.
Yeah.
Like no matter what it is, the Muppets will be fantastic. Because they're so diverse, and you can fit their characters fit so many roles. That's why when it's like, if you could recast any movie with blah blah blah, it's like Muppets.
It's always
every
Muppets.
Time. Muppets. Always Muppets. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I was replacing you and I right now, Muppets.
Absolutely. I would. God, that would be such a funny episode to do. I wish we had puppets of ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, we could. We just have to pay a lot of money for them, or know somebody who can make puppets.
CGI.
Or CGI. Yeah, we have that kind of budget.
We definitely don't. I mean, with AI, Brian.
Yeah, it's true. No,
actually, this is a perfect segue for what I was fucking with earlier. So I got this idea, right? And I have to bounce it off you before I pursue because it's fucking weird. But hear me out.
Okay. All right.
So I've been desperately trying to transcribe one of our episodes, right? Because I want to split our tracks up, your voice, my voice, and I want to feed it to an AI, and I want an AI to write like a 3-minute episode of Salty Language, right? And then I want AI to replicate our voices and have a totally AI episode come out. Oh God,
that's terrifying.
So if you're comfortable with this, Brian, all right,
okay with it.
Because then I will start working on it. Because I'm pretty sure it can be done. You know?
I think you're right. The real parameters will be the financial part of it. Like, can you do this stuff
so
for
far
free?
I've transcribed it for free. So,
Okay.
I mean, and even if it's like,
Enough.
a couple bucks for like $5 for a month of service, I'll pay that just for this. But I will use the shit out of it for that month.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many free AI tools out there.
Yeah, which is scary. God only knows what you're loosing on the world.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah. It's funny. They had a thing on the news the other day about AI and the potential dangers, of course. And, they were talking about how, people should be careful of, what pictures of themselves they put, especially like their kids and whatnot. And they were like, because they're like, the big thing to worry about is, creeps could take pictures of your kids and turn them into basically AI child porn, And I'm sitting there going, I understand whenever you want to scare people, you always go to extremes, right? But the idea of the fact that people could take pictures of us and put them on AI nude bodies, because there are literally like Twitter and Instagram accounts that's what they're doing, and they're selling like OnlyFans content.
That's insane to me.
I know my
next project is.
I'm way ahead of you. I've already started my OnlyFans. It's me on Jason Kelce's body.
Perfect.
But I was like, that should be terrifying enough that literally you could put, because remember there was that Taylor Swift just a few weeks ago was like suing or something over that, because people were putting pictures of basically using AI to put her head on nude bodies or AI generated nudity and moving it around the internet. And it's like, people could do this, like they could do this and contact someone and be like, hey, unless you pay us, I'm going to leak your nudes, basically. And those things can already and are already happening. It was like, you don't even need to get into the child porn part of it. You shouldn't have to. Yes, that's also horrible and terrifying.
So what you're saying is, if any of my nudes get leaked, I can just go, that's AI.
I mean, you can.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm flipping the script on the AI now.
Yeah. But, it is pretty awful that could be done to somebody. Easier now. I mean, there's been like fake celebrity news on the internet as long as the internet has existed.
100, of course.
Where people have gone into Photoshop and,
And as a horny teen, you're convinced.
I mean, it gets the job done.
Gets the job done. Titties be titties.
But now to do it to this level and stuff, it's a different ballgame.
Absolutely.
And
that's why,
because it's weird. I've seen a couple of those Instagram accounts where it'll say like digital creator or something like that on them, and if you look at the faces on them, you can just see that there's no soul.
It's that uncanny valley shit, right?
You can just look at it, and after looking at a few, you go, oh, almost every one of these, the eyes are in the same position, but like it's still just off.
Yeah, like I want a weird mole or something, Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing here? Your perfect AI can't fool me, but our perfect AI, hopefully.
Yeah. That's what we'll just be using going forward. AI versions of ourselves on everything. Yeah.
I mean, that's
what it
going down this rabbit hole trying to work this out. I watched several videos on AI today. I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. OnlyFans coming soon. But there's a lot of stuff I'm like, oh, I can actually like apply this at work, and yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to AI my life a little easier here, Brian.
Yeah, it's like clearly there's some fantastic uses of the thing, but like any technology, it's how can we weaponize it, monetize it, or both, and use it for evil.
Evil.
That's always the first thing whenever new technology comes out. It's like, okay, how's porn going to use it? and how is it going to be used to basically steal money from people? And how is the government going to weaponize it?
I'm sure all three have already been
That's
done.
pretty much. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure.
Now it's up to us, like regular guys, to figure out what dumb shit we can do with it. You know?
Yeah. And, inadvertently open Pandora's box with it, pretty much, because that's how we work. We open technology boxes all the time, and then like 5 years down the road, we're like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Although I have done, I can't remember if I've told you this or not. Chat GPT is really good for when you're like, I've got these 10 ingredients. What can I make with it? And it just starts listing off stuff. And you're like, oh, give me a recipe for that. And it gives you a recipe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've seen like how, I forgot what the one that Microsoft has. What's it called? Copilot, I think it is. They have a thing where, they try to get you to use it as, I do the thing where you get like random rewards points each day. And they all the time are trying to get you to use it a little bit. And one of them was like, ask it for, a recipe or whatever. So I typed in something asking for a certain type of recipe, and it was like, it was really helpful. I mean, it did come up with a lot of things, and it was more narrowed down than if you use the search engine, so it's what I said. It's like, it's exciting on one hand, but it's very terrifying on the other because of the things that can be done with it. So what I think everyone should just do is just go ahead and put your nudes out there. That way nobody can threaten you with AI. Yes,
exactly.
Nudes,
saltylanguage@gmail.com. Put your nudes out there.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll put them in the vault for you. So future generations can enjoy.
Sure. Right. We'll print out pictures and bury them in the woods so that people can find them in the future. Also known as
just south of Australia here. They'll be buried. Right, it's mirrored on my screen.
Yeah, right behind the wall. Yeah. I was gonna say, man, I thought you were doing some Trump geography there for a minute. Yeah, that's Australia. You just write Australia with a marker. Anyway, so yeah. Well, now that we've scared everybody with AI, no,
not really.
They're already scared. As we probably should be. I mean, there really is some scary stuff that can be done. Like I said, the stuff they were showing with what some of these creeps are doing with like people's pictures of their kids. It's like, that's
that's fucked up. And they should all be murdered for that, legitimately.
It's like, it's bad enough doing it to an adult, but it's even worse doing it with someone's kids. So it's like, as people have been warned for years and years and years, if you're going to post pictures of your children, lock your account.
For sure.
So that not just anybody can comb the pictures, but even then, it's probably not safe. I mean,
enough, it was a very popular phrase years and years ago, Brian. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Words of wisdom.
You're right. It's true.
Words of wisdom.
Enough. Let it be.
So, you're talking about the Kelce meme earlier of him yelling at Andy Reid. I threw out there just a little thing, like, oh, hey, enthusiast. But I was asking people for content, like what they might want us to talk about today. I see Cheeto submitted some. I also got some from Cy. Yeah, and Lady Cheeto just wished that what's her name, Taylor, would break his heart. Maybe write a song about him. So sad.
That's harsh. Not me. I hope they get married and are together forever, just to piss
people off.
The longer they're together, I feel like the more people will just be angry.
Yes, exactly. But we're on the subject of like AI and technology. One of the stories that Cy dropped off, it's kind of an uplifting one.
All right.
Florida woman, 78, dies after surgical robot burns hole in intestine.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes. Was it on purpose? I mean, did the robot have a vendetta?
I think so.
Was it a Terminator? Is she John Connor?
She was.
Her name's Joan Connor, Oh my God.
Yeah, this is from 2022, and now I'm looking at the the date or when she died. Yeah, it's a 4-armed robot. Doc Ock, we see you.
Wait, it was General Grievous?
Yeah, I mean, it did use lasers and stuff, so yeah, I guess so. But yeah, it apparently something went sideways and it activated the death beam and gave her a fatal internal leak, as the headline says. Which is not
sure
what you want on your fucking headstone.
For those watching, you're gonna really enjoy that when Tony did the air quotes that all of a sudden confetti just
I
started
didn't even notice.
As you were talking about a fatal internal leak. I don't know.
It's the weird Skype emojis or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me though. Oh, because my background.
I don't know how to activate them, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, you did that right as you did the air quotes thing. That's when it did it. As you were talking about internal leaking.
Well, I did say it was an uplifting story.
True. It just reminded me of the 49ers players sitting there with the confetti coming down.
Right. Very Super Bowl. So we got that one from him, yeah. And then my notes just vanished on me. There it is.
Perfect.
We also got a story from him talking about it sounds like our fans, if I'm not gonna lie. And this is a current story. This is published on the 10th.
All right.
Sugar Rush, how an army of sex-crazed monkeys high on sugar invaded a town after a junk food buffet from locals fueled a breeding frenzy.
Oh my! So they just got high on sugar and just went after it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh man, who knew sugar was such an aphrodisiac for monkeys?
Yeah, it says there's a monkey drinking, looks like a can of Thailand Coke or something. Junk food, that's fruit. I mean, maybe whatever. Oh god, there's monkeys jumping on this dude's head. Said the city's been overrun by 3,500 monkeys. And there's parts of the city that are no-go zones because the monkeys are battling each other like gangs.
Oh, shit.
Oh, good lord. So, moral of the story, never put out a junk food fucking buffet for all the monkeys in the region.
Well, it's good to know if we ever have SaltyCon,
See, yes.
To not put out a junk food buffet for our fans. You're right, because that's basically what would happen.
This is the greatest opening sentence to a story ever. The rampaging macaques are thought to have been made hypersexual and violent by sugar provided them at an annual festival.
Wow.
That's magical.
Right. It is.
This dude's got a cowlick too. What a dork.
Wow. That's a mess.
Oh my god. But yeah, so a couple stories from Cy. Dang.
Nice. I forgot earlier. Did you go watch? One of the things I loved in the Super Bowl ads was, did you notice how there were different movies advertised?
Check out the trailer
but they didn't
online.
show. Yeah, which is smart, given that 30 seconds costs $7 million. You ain't trying to run a $2 million.
They don't have Jesus feed money.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying, right? So did you go watch the Deadpool?
I did.
Trailer. Yeah.
I enjoyed.
Yeah, how could you not, right? I mean, I'm excited for that. I do love the fact that they're edging with Wolverine though. That they just showed like his shadow, but didn't show
like full blown
actually
Wolverine.
show him and whatnot. Yeah. It's too bad that pictures of Hugh Jackman in the suit kind of leaked. I mean, didn't have the mask on, but the rest of it, because it would be great if they just were like, we're not going to show it. Like, you have to see the movie.
That would be nice, but it's kind of like good luck in this day and age. Some idiot on set's going to snap a picture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because otherwise, I love the idea of, kind of like that, the idea of like not showing the monster or whatever in the previews, like you got to wait until you see the movie to see what the hubbub is all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So good stuff. I somehow didn't go look at the Knuckles movie one though. I
must have missed that.
I know
trailer.
You wanted to talk about that. Yeah, it was very 30
whatever,
seconds.
Yeah.
Hey, go check out
that must have been one of the times I was, oh shit, I gotta go switch loads around, or god damn it, Bomber's gotta go drop a log, or whatever,
right.
you know, or
Or
me.
you did, yeah.
Together with Bomber,
Together,
holding paws.
holding hands, paws. Yeah. Looking straight
Well,
into
we
each
gotta watch
other's
shows
eyes.
back. You know,
Yeah.
that's when we're at our most
That makes
vulnerable, Brian.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Right out in the front yard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Neighbor's front yard.
Yeah. Neighbors front. Yeah, you're right. That's
The
why
one
you're
without the
vulnerable.
ring
If it's
cam.
your front, you'd be safe. Yeah. I hope so.
You gotta do your recon first, you know. Naturally.
Mm-hmm. Extra ballsy to do it in the yard.
I mean, it's always extra ballsy because there's balls out.
You got to put masks on,
yes,
both of you.
Exactly. I love this image, though. This should be a beautiful oil painting in a museum. Just Bomber and I shitting together, staring at each other in the middle of the night, full moon.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good idea. You should for sure get that made, commissioned, so you can hang it on your wall.
I don't pay for the AI to let you make naughty things like these OnlyFans people. So I know if I put that prompt in the Bing, it would be like, we're not making that.
Like I don't know if OnlyFans allows that or not, but I know there's people that are doing it on Twitter and stuff where they're posting. Yeah. Because OnlyFans might have a rule against it. I have no idea. So, I mean, I should find out.
Definitely.
But yeah, because that could be my new racket. I'm just gonna do AI and create accounts and pretend I'm, some influencer, and then
AI pimp.
Yeah, just bitch. Yep.
Cash money.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't have anything else.
I
do
you,
you?
Brian? I got Cheetos
right. Well,
topics.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is gonna be a rapid fire one for you because he's got 4 of them.
Okay. Yes, no, and terrible.
Did you read his stuff? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, if you did it, that's hilarious.
Yeah, especially.
All right,
the last
Aldi
one.
Pizza. Yep, big fan. Thin Crusto.
Yeah, win my book.
Thin Crust is a powerful one in that lineup, if you ask me.
My favorite one is the one that my tummy doesn't like me to eat, which is the one that's like 75-inch pizza, and it's like all the meats. So good, but it just destroys my poor tummy.
Guts everywhere.
Side note, bought the frozen French bread pizzas. I forgot to tell you about this, and cooked them the other night, and they're as good as the name brand, I think. So they're pretty tasty. So
next time you want to eat that all meat pizza, Brian, I found this 4-armed robot in a dumpster. I think it can help.
Listen, I don't need any problem with internal leakage after I eat that pizza.
Good beers you've enjoyed lately?
I can't comment on this, dude. I haven't had a beer, and I couldn't tell you how long.
Brian, are you sick?
I haven't had a beer since... Man, I think the last beer I had was when we were at Roosters, my friend. I think so. It's been that long.
I mean, that's not a bad thing, but at the same time, I'm kind of surprised. Well, beer's also expensive.
I mean, I've had a little, I've had a couple drinks of whiskey at the house, but it's the same whiskeys I've had forever. So
mine would be the all-night IPA. Delicious. Oh yeah. How amazing is your pale Cheeto is? I think he's pretty swell.
Yeah, I think I already answered that. I said terrible. So it's that's why, like you said, it was funny because Aldi Pizza, yes, beers, no, and Cheeto, terrible.
You
so
nailed
yeah,
it.
I think I nailed it. Yeah, I kid. So it's been fun talking, as he's sharing more of the Aldi experiences with us. It's so stupid that we're bonding over.
Well, we need to bond over some Borderlands, or if we could convince this guy to get EDF. EDF.
I read that the 6th one's coming out, I think, this summer.
It's probably gonna be next gen, though. So. I guarantee it.
Oh, current gen. Right. Current gen. For me, next gen.
I'm so used to being like the last one in that club, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's on Xbox, I could play it, but yeah.
Man, fucking, I doubled down on the Sleepy Time tea. Oh yeah,
no,
delicious. It's actually nice because it's hot and it's fucking cold down here.
I mixed in some laxatives for you on
oh,
that too.
Perfect.
So
good. When I wake up at 12:45 tonight, I'll have a good reason. Unlike yesterday.
Yeah, I'd say this: sleep in the basement or the bathtub.
No, neighbor's yard.
I was just gonna say, or the neighbor's yard without the ring.
No, the last thing Cheeto threw out is I think it was directed to us, but I'm gonna give her a shout out on the show because that's what we do here.
No, we charge for this kind of stuff.
I did. Don't worry. It's gonna come in sweet, delicious cookies. I hope. Is their friend Abby and Derek's wife or girl at least? I don't know if they're married, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
Opened up or took over a bakery that she's been working at for like 7 or 8 years, and it's called Sweet Abs Bakeshop. So not abs like the muscles. Could be. Spelled wrong. It looks like probably the spelling looks like Abes, but we all know it's abs.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna call it Abe.
Sweet Abe. It show up as like a candy version of Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, that'd be
like
awesome.
The big top has just a stack of pancakes. Not buckwheat though. Fuck buckwheat pancakes.
No. Oh, okay. I'm glad you put pancakes in that. Buckwheat? What?
All the seeds are like dick shaped.
Yes. Oh God.
Fields of
buckwheat.
But yeah, I mean, I think we did try a cake or a pie she made when we were there a couple years ago. But I saw some pictures of her creations, and she's very talented.
Yeah, she made something. I don't remember what it was. You're right. There was something at that
it was like
gathering
bars or something. There was something like that.
I feel bad for not remembering, but I remember they were fantastic.
You're drinking all afternoon and all evening.
Yeah, we had a couple beers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Short-term memories awash at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, if y'all are Facebook people, give her a like on Facebook. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. And I mean, maybe Brian.
Congrats on her too.
Link. I don't have a link for you, but I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I can. I'll throw that in the show notes. Yeah. And said kudos to her for giving it a go.
The American dream, boys.
As we know, it's no matter the outcome, you're always gonna love that you tried. Like ours didn't work out, but we got a couple of years, had some fun,
made some memories,
and, learned some shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not all winners.
but right. But I'm still glad we tried.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're not sitting here going, man, we should have done that. We should have pulled the trigger.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda, right?
Yeah. Same as like us sitting here talking about all these food trucks we're gonna open.
Right.
Someday, man. Someday.
Somewhere. Ow. Okay.
We're gonna open our soup truck finally.
Soup truck. Soup truck.
Celery soup.
That's
celery
right.
Soup.
Nothing but celery soup and hot lettuce.
Does the hot lettuce go with celery
like
soup? I feel like it'd be a nice little.
You can,
right?
Yeah. Hot lettuce croutons.
Oh God. Put the lettuce in the oven to get it crispy, and then put it. Yeah, exactly, on top of the soup.
Hot lettuce croutons, baby.
What is this? Oh, that's a lettuce crisp.
Like what?
What? Yeah, we just grind up lettuce and clump it into balls, basically.
Just buy a bunch of 6-sided dice molds.
Yeah.
That's gross.
That sounds awful. All right, well, let's do a QoftheW.
Son, we're over there already. Well, on Instagram, we had nothing, nada, zilch, zero.
Oh, so here's something that may have happened a second time. I didn't. I forgot to mention this to you. It's really, I guess, more off the show stuff, but there's a thing telling me that it may not let us post because our page may be age restricted or something, like some garbage like that. Remember we went through this before.
Time.
Yeah. So there may be a reason that it's not letting my posts go through.
Well, it was there.
So that
The post was there. Yeah.
Oh,
there
was
was
it?
just
Okay. Last
there
week
was just no answers. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right,
but we
on.
asked you guys, what wild animal scares you the most and why? Yep. So our pal Stephanie, she said, do giant spiders count? Camel spiders are terrifying and bigger than most wildlife.
Yes, that definitely counts. Because any spider that's, like I said last week, anything that's like the size of a face hugger
right?
is ridiculous. That's
I just tried to spell counts and spelled cunts.
I think you spelled
I almost just said her cunts for sure.
Well, I mean, that fits. I mean, I don't think it's an inappropriate response. I feel like you're right.
Just like I can't believe.
Because if you saw one, I could see calling it that, you know?
Enough of these eight-legged cunts.
That's my new horror movie coming out soon.
I love it.
Yeah. Actually, it's four-legged cunts, and it's just robots killing people in surgery.
Yes. Gynecological robots. Of course.
Yeah. I'm on the medical board, and that's where I turn the phrase,
naturally.
You know? Another of these four-legged cunts. Because I'm fighting against robots being, doing the surgery,
can
of course.
Can the cunts be an acronym for the robot, though? Like cervical...
Oh, yes.
I don't know, ultra.
Yeah. Ultra
neuron technology soup. I don't know.
Yes. Perfect.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Anywho, Diamond Top fan, Big Dev, miss you, love you, buddy, says a Homo sapiens, the most dangerous animal.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's true. It's true. And then Lady Cheeto.
Related robot.
She says Bigfoot. We camp, and I'm not sure if he is real. I mean, I've camped with Big Dev, and he's very Bigfoot-like, so just saying.
Yeah. That's what I've figured is it's probably just some, creep in a suit just taking dumps near campsites.
In their neighbors' front yards.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the move, dude. You need to get a Bigfoot suit and just start doing
just call them Big Dukes.
Just walk your dog, take a shit in someone's yard, whatever.
Scratch over it.
Go. All right. Go grab some hot and readies, just normal shit.
Naturally.
Leave a couple hot and readies in the front yard.
Boy, do I. Talk about shit, right?
Yeah. Between you and Bomber.
Exactly. Goddamn 6-pack of Crazy Sticks out there.
Yeah, for sure. Probably don't want those though. It's a big bucket.
Big bucket.
Oh man.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Oh, all right. I guess I should have a look at what Cheeto sent, huh? All right. Gentleman Cheeto sent he says snakes. Not generally the snakes around my immediate area. They're typically just garter snakes, although they will definitely startle me. When we go camping, I'm always concerned about snakes when we're walking on trails, through the woods, or around lakes. I've only seen one that was actually venomous, but that was enough to keep my eyes frantically searching the ground. Slithery little bastards wiggling around and throwing their heads at you gives me the heebie-jeebies. I love that in all the times he mentions there, walking through the woods, lakes, blah, blah. None of it. Oh, that's right. They have a camper. I was going to say none of it's like while we're sleeping.
Right.
Because that's when I'd be the most afraid of snakes. If I'm awake, at least I feel like I have a
fighting chance.
Yeah, probably not, though. I've seen how fast some of them strike, But he says salty selection, hornets and wasps. I know they're insects and not animals, and I'm not terrified, but I do steer clear of nests whenever possible. They will fuck you up for no reason.
Motherfuckers.
True enough, man. Yeah, I'm the same. If I see those things, I'm usually like, nah. Like bees don't bother me a ton. Wasps and hornets, I'm a little more like, get the fuck away from me.
Honeybees are like chill. If you don't really mess with them, they're cool. A hornet, you get too near and they're like, all right, let's go fuck that guy up. And then they call the boys.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, and honeybee will get you out of jail too, as we found out in Dolomite. Oh wait, no, Honeybee's from Black Dynamite.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, I got my movies mixed up. I think
Queen
it was
Bee
Queen
and the
Bee
Karate Girls.
in
Yeah.
yeah, in Dolomite. Yeah, it's Honeybee because I can picture from the Dolomite animate or the Black Dynamite animated. You know, when he's like Honeybee, blah blah blah. So yeah. Damn it, out of drink. Oh wait, no,
Yes,
I have
yeah,
water.
that's where my giant tea comes in.
Yeah,
I have like
all right.
wrapping my work. I got the hoodie. I got the cup. This is
Yeah,
lame.
I don't like this at all. Yeah, I'm over here just repping
well, you know,
Metallica.
it's cold down here, man.
I'm riding lightning. Oh wait, Mastering of Puppets. Sorry, I forgot. I don't have a Ride the Lightning shirt.
Boo.
I know. All right, well, that's what I got for Cheetos. So 1 through 10.
How about 4?
4. All right. What brand do you oddly associate with poor people?
Oh.
I mean, the first one that jumped out of my mind would just be the classic, like
yeah,
ramen
the orange square ramen
that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I'm sure there's other ones, but that was the one that as soon as I thought, or like Wonder Bread.
Well,
but now people buy store brand,
exactly. Well, that my was the Malto meal cereals in the big bags.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh,
which,
dude,
not
I got
gonna lie, I've bought them many times. Love them. they taste just like this regular shit.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's like I love how many parents online post pictures of them pouring those into the like a Fruit Loops box or something, so the kids eat their Fruit Loops. And that trick goes back at least like to my mom's generation because she used to do it with her kids with oatmeal. Because when you buy the flavored oatmeals or the instant oatmeals, they cost more than if you just buy like a big old bucket of oats, essentially. So she would just cook the oats. And then she would just leave like wrappers down on the table, so they thought that she had torn those open.
You dumb bastards.
Yep. So it's same idea, Dude, I got one for you. Flavor Aid.
Oh yeah. Kool-Aid's white trash cousin.
Dude, when I was a kid, I had a lot of Flavor Aid. I mean, I drank plenty of Kool-Aid too, but a lot of times it was Flavor Aid because it was way cheaper. Not that Kool-Aid was terribly expensive, but Flavor Aid you could get like twice as much.
It was like 3 cents a bag, or back in our day or something.
Yeah. So a lot of times my parents would just buy that, and as a kid, I didn't give a shit. It tasted the same basically. The only downside was, you didn't have like Crocodile Red and stuff, and the brand, the Kool-Aid specific flavors, but I didn't really care because there were so many flavors I liked anyway. It's like, who cares, Or once in a while, what I'd do is I'd talk them into like letting me get the flavors of Kool-Aid that I liked that they didn't make in Flavor Aid, like because they had all the generic, fruit punch.
That's basically like you bought a 4-pack of craft beer and then like a 6-pack of like PBR.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically. Yeah. So like I said, I had both. But I for sure Flavor Aid is one that I would because you used to see Flavor Aid at what do you call it, like the discount bakeries and stuff, where they had like the old stuff, the outlets and all that. They usually would carry like Flavor Aid and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the people, like especially when we were growing up, more of the people who went there were probably more like using their food stamps there than it was like now. If one of those places, I wish one of those places still
bread store where you
here,
at?
Yeah, because it was like, man, the value of it was fantastic, Now that there's none around here that I'm aware of.
That's what I'm aware of either.
Unfortunately. Plus, you used to be able to get a lot of goodies there for
dirt
cheap too. The Dolly Madison ones or the Wonder outlet that we used to have over there.
I will beat the fuck out of a Zinger right now. Hell
that's what I'm saying.
3-pack, son. What?
Yep. So. Yep. I was trying to think while we're, while we're just kind of talking, like if there's anything else, but I'm sure there's other brands, but I can't think of, because store brands are too easy.
Yeah. And honestly, store brands really stepped up their game,
True enough. Yeah. Because I buy mostly store brand now. It's actually more rare to see me buy name brand. Because just the cost.
Well, that is the major part.
Right. Also, going to Aldi makes that difference too, because you don't necessarily look at brands like Clancy as a store brand, even though it is. It's made for them. So
whatever. Clancy, like Doritos, I'll fuck them up.
I don't know about those.
I'm a fan. I smash. Let me smash.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the price because they're like half the price of a bag of real Doritos.
Like I saw a billboard when we were going to the park over the weekend, and it was advertising the Girl Scouts. Which, if I knew somebody, and I think Cheetos, I think little, I can't think of a stupid name for it. Mini Cheeto. Cheeto Jr. is maybe in the Scouts. And, if he was local, I would buy cookies. But he's not.
Yeah.
So I'm buying dirt cheap Aldi cookies. And if there's a Girl Scout that comes to my door, I might roundhouse kick her. Then shit on her yard.
They don't do the door-to-door a whole lot anymore. It's not smart to. It's more efficient to post up outside a Kroger or something like that and sell the shit out of your cookies. Yeah, or a dispensary. That's so smart.
But I have no urge to buy Girl Scout cookies anymore since I've discovered the $1.99 peanut butter fudge cookies that Aldi has.
Yeah, buddy, you are not wrong on that. Those are so good.
God.
And those are my favorite Girl Scout cookies, aside from maybe
which they have,
and
they're good. Yeah. And they got the coconut Samoas. Shout out Aldi, we love you. I'm ready to buy a shirt and get a tattoo.
You should. Yeah, you should. Big back piece.
Red bag chicken.
Wait, no. Yeah, that's the back piece. The tramp stamp is the Aldi logo. Yeah. Yeah. Just had some red bag chicken last night, actually. I was trying to figure out what to eat, and I was like, you know what? Chicken sandwich time. So, rocked another one of those. Yeah. So, I think that's...
Is that a program
out here? So, well, not, But the question, once again, is what brand do you oddly associate with poor people? This doesn't have to be any sort of a bad thing either. Not. You know what I mean? It's like just what do you see and you think, especially like with me, I'm the Flavor Aid I'm kind of bringing from my own youth, or like, oh God, even like, because it's funny because I saw someone on Reddit say Little Hugs and I'm like, nah, I'm like, because those, you had to buy a bunch of those. And if you're really poor, you're buying the jug.
Whatever.
Fruit punch, grape, whatever you were buying it. Or, purple.
Yeah, exactly. I just had a Diet Purple earlier.
Right? So it's like, so to me, it was like growing up, Faygo almost could have fit in that. Because Faygo was a lot cheaper than name brand, air quote, name brand.
I've reignited my Faygo love the past month. Because they have it at Food Town, so it's so much cheaper.
It's like, you and I drank a ton of Faygo as kids because, like I said, you remember like when you could go into the store and you could get like a carry out and you could get a 24-ounce Faygo for, like the same price as at the time of a 16-ounce probably Coke or something like that, and you're like, yo, this is like, this is way more drink for the same price.
And I mean, legitimately now I look at it as like, well, it's fairly local because it's Detroit,
Yeah. Yep. So, that's why I said it's like, shit like that. It's hard to not look at that, because that's more of a geographical thing for us, I think. And it was partially based on cost, but it was also because, they had great flavors too.
They crush it. Rock and Rye.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Rock and Riot.
Cold cream soda.
Yep.
Caffeine free too, baby. I need that this time of night.
If it's natural, it's fine, but buying things that say caffeine free on
no, it just says naturally caffeine free on the can.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
what are we doing?
No, I wouldn't. I didn't even buy Diet Rock and Rye. I bought Rock and Rye Heavy because it's the only thing you got to do.
I like it. It's the right move for sure. Yep. All right. Well, there you go. I guess head on over to saltylanguage.com. Click all the links. Whatever. Go check out tangentboundnetwork.com. And if you're looking for a home for your podcast, go go talk to them. And if you talk to Mark, tell him to avoid four-armed robots.
Yes, I agree.
it's probably no good. I see Mark's got another venture he's working on, doing a cosplay convention.
Oh, really?
Coming up, and it was like, God, I was like, yeah, I gotta check on the date on it. It was like, I wish we could go to it, and hang with him for a minute and check out his convention and dump all over it. So
Naturally.
No, I kid. Hopefully it goes well, and it's something he can do every year.
For sure.
Because I know that's
he's
his
always
goal,
got his little fingies in something.
He does. He's got so much ambition.
Oh, like I get home from work and I'm like, finally, I can sit down.
The only thing you want to stick your fingies in some tacos.
Dude, that sounds so good. But yes, you're right.
Actually, I mean, I just ate some tacos.
Show off. We had brats and mac and cheese.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, though. Yeah. So.
Anyway,
yeah. So, check out Tangent Bound Network. And if you want to find us on the socials, you can find us on Twitter at @salty_language. You can find me on whatever socials I'm on, including the now open to the public Blue Sky at Stu Now.
You can find me at The Monotony on Instagram, at Salty Language on TikTok. Check that shit out. Salty Language Pod on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe because, that's very helpful. Plus, you get to see all this dumb shit we do. And patreon.com/saltylanguage. If you want to, help out the show, throw your boys a bone. Just
send me a PlayStation 5, whatever.
So we can play Helldivers 2 for the boys.
Yep.
And actually we have been streaming our gaming there. So if you want to, watch us play EDF and make all kinds of dumb jokes, because that's just what we do naturally. Enjoy.
True enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And Brian, you have things also.
Yeah. My other podcast, The Crazy Life, which is me and Heno talking about just things to kind of improve our lives, but also we talk about stuff having to do with like depression and anxiety and recovery, addiction, that kind of stuff as well. If you are into that, please give us a listen. I actually totally forgot last week we were supposed to was a record week. Neither one of us reached out on it, so I for sure need to make myself a little note here to reach out to Heno about that. Yeah, whoopsies. So it's the tough part about doing an every other week show. Sometimes you forget that this is the record week, not next week. Yeah, so
mark it in your calendars,
all right.
boys.
Yeah, I really should. So I think because of the length of the show, I think we're gonna skip the word again.
Yeah, we have been dropping them long and hot, just like the neighbor's yard.
True enough.
Yikes.
All right. Well, with that, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay salty, everybody out there. We love you.
And remember, if you're dropping them in your neighbor's front yard, to take something to wipe with,
like their paper.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody want mud butt,
Cool.
Yeah, their mail. Wow, their DoorDash delivery
seems aggressive. Or you can just put your legs in the air and do the hand scoot.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That's the right move. Yeah. That make sure you use their hose to hose off, though. Do that. Yeah.